Whatever goal it is you want to achieve, along the way you'll find activities and certain tasks that you don't want to complete, even though you know they are necessary to achieve your goal. So I'd like to talk about that. How do we learn or reprogram ourselves to begin to enjoy the tasks that we don't normally enjoy? Now, this isn't a motivational video because motivation doesn't last very long. I can sit here and tell you that you are amazing, you can achieve your goals, but realistically, motivation only lasts so long. We want something more permanent. And for that reason, I've come up with 4 different techniques that I believe will create a mind shift, will alter the perspectives in order for you to do the activities that you don't normally enjoy doing. So the first step is to actually realize that there is someone in this universe that actually does enjoy the activity that I don't enjoy doing. And the reason why it's important to realize this is to open the doors for the ability to change your mindset, to calibrate the way you see the activity to a more favorable way. Because only with the ability to understand that we can potentially enjoy this as well, can there actually be a potential mind shift and a change in opinion or perspective about that particular activity we are trying to put off. Now, the second step is very important in achieving any goals really, and that is to limit your dopamine intake. And the reason being is we have to recalibrate our dopamine receptors in our brain. Because if you have a particular activity that you are putting off, even though you know it's important to do, like washing dishes or cleaning the toilet, but at the same time you've also got that Netflix show waiting for you, or Call of Duty Warzone, or whatever it is, it's going to be extremely difficult to put off the activities that you really want to do, that release a lot of dopamine in the moment, to instead go and wash your dishes. You can say, you know what, that can wait, I'll do that later. So in order to limit the dopamine intake by saying, you know what, I'm going to only play Warzone once a week, I'm only going to watch Netflix twice a week at certain times for 1 hour or whatever it is, by limiting and restricting the amount of dopamine we can have instantly, we recalibrate ourselves, our brain, where we then seek out activities like washing the dishes because we know that there is a reward at the end anyway as well. It's a lot less than the other activities, but we are now getting used to the lower amount of dopamine, which feels as good as watching a Netflix show. Now, the third step is something that I actually speak about in most videos, and I believe is one of the most important things that we need in order to change anything about ourselves, and that is honesty. Because if we are not honest with ourselves, if we are not sincere with ourselves, we're just beating around the bush, nothing's gonna happen. Because without that honesty, there won't be the clarity to discover where we are perhaps going wrong. Without the honesty, there won't be the vision to see the road that will take us towards our goal. It can be quite challenging to actually be honest with oneself, and that is because honesty reveals certain things about ourselves that we don't necessarily want to see. It reveals certain things that we say we really like, but we actually don't like, or vice versa. Essentially, honesty is like shining a light in a dark room, and if that room hasn't been cleaned in a very long time, when you light the room, you are going to see a lot of rubbish and garbage that you hoped wasn't there really. So the third step is honesty. It's really important. Anywhere along your journey, you've got to be honest with yourself, because honesty is what cuts through delusions. It's what cuts through the veil of illusions. Now, the fourth and final step is simple, but not that simple. But it is simple, which is to be present in the moment. I've actually spoken about this in one of the previous videos, which I'll link up there. But essentially, being present is the standard state to be in during any activity. And that is because being present naturally releases a, say, small amount of dopamine constantly, right? It's not an instant burst of dopamine, right? And then you go up and then you crash down just like a roller coaster. So, if you are present while you are doing nothing, and you are present while washing the dishes, you are still getting that small amount of dopamine. This is what it truly means to enjoy the process. You've got to enjoy the process, because if you don't, it's going to be extremely difficult to get to anywhere. If you don't enjoy the process, you are only getting in your own way. And the way to enjoy the process is to be present during the process. Look at the mechanics of what it is that you really need to do and do it, and fully devote yourself towards it. That's what presence is. And when you are present, you truly calibrate yourself to the activity. This is where we truly can achieve that recalibration we want. There's no more opinion about the different activities. So guys, to summarize these 4 steps that will allow you to enjoy the things that you don't normally enjoy to reach your goal. Step 1 is to understand that there is someone else in the world that actually enjoys the activity. Step 2 is to limit your dopamine intake. Step 3 is to be honest with yourself so that you can see through any illusions and obstacles you put in front of yourself. And step 4 is to be present. Be present in the activity. Now, these 4 steps, I have put them together because they will calibrate the way you see your goals, okay? And that's what's really important. I'm not here to motivate you and tell you that you're amazing, as mentioned earlier, because that only lasts so long. I am here to help you change the way you see things. I am here to help you shift your perspective. I want to make sure that washing the dishes to you is just as enjoyable as writing the poetry you've been wanting to do. Even though washing the dishes is also necessary, because if you don't eat, you can get ill. And if you get ill, you won't write your poetry. Okay, maybe not that extreme, but you get the point. We've got to recalibrate the way we see activities in life. Right? You see the opinions that stop us from taking part in these activities? These have to be quiet, or we've got to let go of them. Let go of the importance of these opinions. But yeah, I know you're amazing anyway, and I know you can achieve your goals. See you next week.